Hey guys, I'm Jacqueline.
And I'm Marcella.
And we just finished rewatching Star Wars The Force Awakens in preparation for The Last Jedi, which we are seeing on Thursday.
So close. We are so excited. We can't wait.
So we're going to do a whole video talking about our predictions for The Last Jedi. And you can leave some of your predictions down in the comments below so we can talk about it in that video. But this video, we are going to delve into all the spoilers about The Force Awakens because we love that movie. It's one of our favorites. I feel like I say that to like about every single Star Wars movie. Oh, it's one of my favorites.
Because they're
just all great. The beginning, right away in the very beginning of the movie, we have Poe with BB-8 and he's putting the map to Luke Skywalker, and it's very parallel to A New Hope when with Leia when she was putting the Death Star plans into R2-D2 for Obi-Wan. Like, very reminiscent. It's your first introduction to Poe and the world, and you see the First Order and Kylo Ren and how scary he is,
and you get to see Finn and how complex of a character Finn is, and just how torn he is because he was brought up in the First Order from when he was really little, so he didn't really have a choice in the matter, and so you could see how much that affects him and how he doesn't want to, because Finn throughout the movie he's just trying to do the right thing and he's trying to do what he thinks is good. And you get that scene when he doesn't want to fight back and he's refusing to shoot and he's just standing there, and then he sees one of the other stormtroopers go down, and then he touches his helmet, he smears the blood all over. I just think that's like, oh my gosh, that scene, because the red is just so
contrast to the white, and the white symbolizes, like, we were saying, like, we are into symbolism and stuff, so we were saying, oh, the white, it's very interesting that the stormtroopers are white because white is a symbol of like purity, and Marcella was like, yeah, because they actually feel like they're right and this is the way life should be. So yeah, and I think the blood on
that's like Finn, the blood on his hands that he would have if he went down that road and actually
exactly
didn't leave and stayed a stormtrooper.
It's a way to almost foreshadow what his future could be if he was a stormtrooper. And I think that scene is so well done, and I do love the complexity of Finn, and I love the scene when he gets Poe out and after you see Poe being tortured by Kylo Ren. I love the scene when Finn gets him out and the two of them are there and he's like, what's your name? He's like, F and he's like, no, your name is Finn. I'm gonna name you Finn.
I'm gonna just call you Finn.
Like, I think it's so great. I love that scene when they're getting out of there.
And Finn is shooting the gun and he doesn't really know what he's doing, and then they do that really cool thing where like the ship like flips and then he has the gun in position because it was like stuck, and then he shoots it, he fires. That's a really cool scene.
That's a great scene. I love that scene when Finn meets Rey and BB-8, and when they're running, they're like, oh yeah, that ship's garbage, and then they're like, oh, we'll take the garbage out, and it's like the Millennium Falcon.
Like, that one hasn't been flown in years.
Oh my gosh. And then I love that scene when they get out of there and they're fighting the First Order. That scene is so cool. And then I love BB-8, even though BB-8, he's so animated, and the way that he talks, he's so cute, BB-8.
He is. There's even that scene where when Finn tells BB-8, like, listen, I'm not really with the Resistance, and BB-8 rolls back and is like, what? Like, he's just he is so animated in that way, and I love that he rolls because he's like really fast.
He's really cute, When we're back on the Millennium Falcon, oh my god, we get the big entrance with Chewie and Han, and it's all of the feeling.
Oh my gosh, I love that. It's still one of my favorites. Yes. They walk in and it's just so
music is playing.
Oh, I love it. They're in the Millennium Falcon. It's like, Chewie, we're home. It's like, oh my gosh, so many memories. So many memories.
I think it's really interesting that we get that scene with Kylo Ren and Snoke, and Snoke is telling him, oh, the last Jedi, which is Luke, and oh my god, Snoke is really like the really scary villain.
He's the
of
big
this story.
bad
He's
guy
the big one. He's like the emperor of this trilogy. Yeah.
He's the one who manipulated Kylo Ren.
Yeah.
And lured him into the dark side.
Exactly. And, you know, honestly, they didn't get the story of Anakin straight, clearly, because Anakin was seduced by the dark side from, like, Palpatine. It was that manipulation. And that's what Snoke did to Kylo Ren. And, you know, we get that scene when Kylo Ren is sitting there and he's talking to the Darth Vader mask, and he's like, I want to finish what you started,
but, like,
grandfather.
don't you know
like,
that
Anakin would not be okay with this?
Don't you realize, like, didn't you hear the story of Anakin from Luke, and that he ended up, like, helping Luke in the end?
Yeah, and, you know, I get that scene when Han says there's too much Vader in him, because he does have that darkness inside of him. And, you know, Luke also had a little bit of darkness in him, but not to the extent that Anakin had, and not to the extent that Ben Solo has.
Yeah.
But...
oh my gosh, Kylo Ren, he has so much anger.
So much
Literally,
anger.
There was, like, a couple times in this movie where he just throws a hissy fit with his lightsaber.
He just
destroys
out.
the room.
Yeah, and everybody's very scared of him. Like later on, but when he has Rey, you see, like, the stormtroopers, like, are like, nope, we're not getting involved in that. Like, afraid of him, because he's very angry. He has a lot of resentment towards Han and Leia, and I really want to know more about his backstory.
Exactly,
I
feel like there's so much that we're missing. We were talking about this. There's so much that we're missing, so much. I feel like we do need flashbacks, because why is he so angry? You know, like, what made him get to that point where he was manipulated to go to the dark side? Because it had to have been within him, something very deep within him. So I wonder what that was.
I don't know, and I want more scenes of the Jedi Temple. We get a little bit of it when Rey touches the lightsaber, and you see a little bit of the Knights of Ren, and you see the Jedi Temple, and you see Luke's hand on R2-D2, but that was really it. Like, I want more. I want more of his story. And Leia says that when she lost him, and when she lost Ben and Han, was when they gave him to Luke to train. So, what exactly happened there? And I want to know more about the marriage between Han and Leia, too, because clearly they had a lot of issues when Ben went to the dark side. That seems like that's when they separated.
Like they dealt with it in different ways, because even Han was like, oh, we all had to deal with it our own ways. So, but we need the flashbacks, and we're so here for it. If they cast Finn Wolfhard to play young Kylo Ren, I feel like he'd be really good. That would be the perfect match. Yeah. Needs to happen.
I could see it. So I hope we get that eventually. I mean, you know, Disney has it, and they're doing all these, like, prequel series, so, like, maybe.
You never know.
You never know. That scene when she does touch the lightsaber, and besides the flashbacks of the Jedi Temple, we get flashbacks of her and her being left on Jakku.
And that's really all we know, is that she was left by her family, and that she's waiting for them to come back. But we don't know who she is.
Nope.
And now there are several options that we have. There are
so many.
There are many possibilities of her
parentage.
Yes. Let's see. Well, we personally think that she's a Kenobi.
Yeah.
But she could also be a Skywalker, which I think is less likely, because I don't think she's
gonna be a Skywalker. I don't think that she's a Solo either. Han and Leia wouldn't do that to them, like, you know,
and they would know. And I feel like Kylo Ren would know too that was his sister.
And I think they're gonna go a romantic route eventually with Kylo Ren and Rey. I think that's where they might be heading from the Last Jedi clips and things that we have gotten. They might be going the Reylo route. It's hard to really tell. But they do have a connection, the two of them, because, you know, that lightsaber was originally Anakin's, and then it called to Luke, and then it called to Kylo Ren, and now it calls to her. So I think that she's gonna be his way out of the darkness.
She's very strong with the Force.
Yeah, exactly.
That's why it's calling to her, yeah.
So, yeah, exactly. But I think that she's gonna eventually be his way out of the darkness, if they're gonna do a redemption story for Kylo Ren, which is still kind of up in the air, but if they do, that's the way that they're gonna do it. And so I think that she might be a Kenobi, because it could tie into the Obi-Wan Kenobi movie that we're getting.
Exactly.
You know?
I mean, she could also not have any parentage at all and just be kind of like Anakin, but I feel like that doesn't really make sense to her story, because
why would they
that flashback with her, you do see her calling out, and the ship is leaving, so obviously somebody left her.
They left her to keep her hidden, because she was powerful, we're guessing, kind of like how they left Luke and Leia in different places to keep them hidden from somebody.
Maybe.
So, I don't know. It's still, like, I think I feel like I've heard, like, every single thing. Like, some people say, like, oh, she's related to Palpatine some way. Like, there's just so many crazy theories.
There's so many ways that they could go.
Yeah. I love this scene when Kylo Ren meets Rey and the two of them are fighting in, like, the woods, and then the big battle between, like, the First Order's there, and, you know, Han and Chewie and Finn are there, and everybody's fighting, and I love that scene between Kylo Ren and Rey. I think it's such a cool, intense scene, and then he picks her up, and he leads her onto his ship, and it's like, oh my god, he has Rey, and yeah, I think that scene's really cool.
Yeah, and then when he does take her and starts interrogating her, that's when he realizes just how powerful she is, because she's trying to resist his mind tricks that he's playing on her. And then you mentioned that kind of like connected them. Well, that's the theory that connected them, because after that she kind of like can use the Force more than she did before, because it doesn't really make sense that Rey could use the Force like that, because she's untrained.
Exactly.
And she's like really good with the Force. Like we're to the point where she can beat Kylo Ren. Like, that doesn't happen.
No, to the point, exactly. She can beat Kylo Ren, who was trained by Luke Skywalker.
Exactly. Like, there's no way.
Like, I feel like Luke had a whole, like, half a movie dedicated to his training to become a Jedi.
With Yoda.
Yeah. Like, and all of a sudden, she has the Force. So I feel like a good theory is maybe that when she got there, that's when they connected, and that's the whole, there's a lot of theories about, like, a Force bond formulating between the two of them, and maybe he did, because after that, she's extremely powerful with the Force. I don't know.
I'm not even sure if that's possible, but it's an interesting theory. I don't know.
The two of them both feel this loneliness between them, and they have that connection right away, and it's obviously antagonistic, but I don't want to talk too much about our theories for The Last Jedi, because that's going to be a whole separate video, but I'm really excited to see where they're going to take their whatever relationship, or I don't know what it's going to be, but I'm so excited for it. Marcella's a little on the fence about it, but
I'll talk more about that in our predictions video. I'm not sure what's gonna happen. I don't know.
I'm here for it, whatever happens. And I really like that scene though when she's there and she gets out, when she tells the guards, the stormtrooper, she's like,
see, that is a really hard thing to do. That's like using the Force on a different level. When was Luke able to do that? And it took him a long time to be able to do that. To manipulate people through the Force.
Exactly.
That is like a very high level Jedi trick.
I feel like, wouldn't this have been happening to her like a little bit in like earlier, before the movie started? You know, during her life, wouldn't she have started to develop little signs of it, like little hints? I love this scene when Han and Leia see each other, and it's just so nice and really like sad a little bit, and you know, he's like, oh, you changed your hair.
That's really the only scene that they get.
I know, they literally had like 3 scenes maybe, and
not even.
I know, and she's like, oh, the same old jacket.
Leia is so hopeful that there is good in Ben still, and she tells Han to bring him home, and it's like, oh.
Yeah. I feel like a lot of this movie though was Kylo Ren fighting the light in him, because when he's sitting there talking to the Darth Vader, he says, I feel the pull to the light. He is feeling that pull, and Leia knows it, and you know, his undoing though was obviously when he killed Han Solo.
One of the funniest scenes to me is when they're going to Starkiller Base and Finn is like, I don't know, we'll just use the Force, because he was like, what did you do? He's like, I was in sanitary, and he's like, are you kidding me? And he's like, it's alright, we'll just use the Force.
Like, the galaxy's counting on us.
He's like, that's not the way the Force works. And then Chewie's like, he grows or whatever, and then he's like, I don't care that you're cold. He's like, you're cold. Really funny. Like, a Chewie cracks me up.
My god, my heart hurt for him when, the Han Solo scene, it hurt so much. Like, that
well, because it's so unexpected.
So heartbreaking.
Even before he kills him, it's so unexpected, because he asks him, like, can you help me? And you think that it's gonna be this, like, I don't even know, like, you think that he's gonna start going more towards the light, and he does the opposite, and it's just, it's so... Like, I wonder if Han knew in that moment what was gonna happen. I mean, he looked pretty shocked, but I don't know what he thought he was gonna do. Like, did he think that he was giving him his lightsaber to, like, hold or something? Because then he just, like, kills him.
I know. It's so awful the way that it happens, and it's kind of drawn out a little bit, and it's just
because it's dramatic in that way where you think that it's going to be this revelation for him, and he's going to stop what he's doing, and he's going to get better, and he's going to go back to his parents, but he doesn't.
Yeah, I know.
Even, like, in his eyes, you can see that, like, confliction within him, and...
to kill that big of a major character...
And it's his father.
Yeah, they have to make... If they're going to redeem him in The Last Jedi, they need to make it really, really
Well, he could be redeemed by sacrificing himself.
If they're gonna do that, but that would get rid of the Solo line. That would get rid of, like, Han
then
and
all
Leia.
Of a sudden you have Han dead. They're gonna have to kill Leia in the next one, and
I don't know. We'll talk a little bit more about that.
I know. I keep wanting to talk about the next movie. I'm so excited.
Yeah, but we'll talk a little bit more about that later. But it's sad, and you know, it's not like we could even see him again as a Force ghost because he was never a Jedi, and
that's what's annoying.
Oh, it's really sad.
I still get so upset thinking about it. I really do.
I know. I'm still really heartbroken.
And then you get that scene. You see Leia, and she could feel it. She feels it within the Force that he's gone.
I know.
And Chewie's like, and he's just so heartbroken, and it's just I hate that scene.
I know. And then after that, you know, Kylo Ren is so immersed in darkness, and he keeps beating, like, himself to try and like, blood keeps coming out of him because he wants to feel that kind of pain, and he says that he's in pain originally, he wants out of the pain. And it's interesting because you would think that killing his dad was a way for, he thought that was a way for him to get out of the pain. I think he keeps beating himself because he wants to feel the pain that he did. Like, he probably hates himself that he killed his father. I mean, he did it himself, but he still did it, and I guess he wants to feel that hatred.
We get that big fight scene between Kylo Ren and Rey. Oh, just so intense.
I love that fight scene. It's so cool, and you see Finn fighting a little bit, but then obviously he loses because he's not trained in the Force, and I know that there's a lot of hints that are saying that he's Force sensitive, and I think that they're absolutely going to be exploring that in The Last Jedi.
I could see them explore that. I'm not sure.
No, maybe because you do see him fighting Captain Phasma in The Last Jedi, so I feel like they're going to eventually do something with that.
I feel like that could be really cool.
It would be really cool. Yeah.
Especially because he was originally a stormtrooper. Yeah. So he'll be a stormtrooper turned Jedi.
That would be awesome.
That could be pretty cool, yeah.
You want to see him go up against Captain Phasma. It's going to be good. Because they had, like, such an interesting relationship in this one.
He'll get his revenge.
Yeah, exactly. Fight scene, though, between Kylo Ren and Rey is so fantastic. And you see... Alright, you see the lightsaber. It's, like, jiggling in the snow. And then you see it fly into Rey's hand. And we keep saying it would have been so much cooler if that was Luke. If that was Luke Skywalker's entrance into the series. Can you imagine how epic that would be?
Because when Mark Hamill read the script, he thought that was him. He thought that was his entrance.
You guys ever see that post? And he's like, oh yeah, you know, I was like reading the script, and as I'm flipping by, I'm like, oh, the lightsaber is rattling. Here I come. And it's like, no, this untrained Jedi just comes randomly.
He's in it for 10 seconds.
Naturally, but he'll be in The Last Jedi, so it's alright. But I know, like the big scene.
I mean, it's still a really cool scene though, when the lightsaber, and then Rey has it, and it's this dramatic of like him looking at her like, and then she's holding it, and then they start fighting, and
oh my god, I love the way
that's an awesome fight scene.
I love the way he looks at her there.
That fight scene's on another, like, you watch like the older movie, like the original Star Wars movies, and like these fight scenes in like Force Awakens, it's just on another level with the technology that we have nowadays, and it's just so cool to watch.
Yeah, and then when they're fighting with the lightsaber, he's like, I could show you the ways of the Force, you need a teacher. Yeah. Because she's untrained. She has all this power, but she doesn't really know how to fully use it to her ability, like to the most of her ability.
Yet she still beat him.
It's crazy. I know that in The Last Jedi, Luke is supposedly gonna turn Rey away, and then maybe she's gonna go back to him because he did offer to teach her, and like Luke apparently is not gonna want to teach her. So
well, I mean, think about it. She has all this power, and the last time Luke trained somebody with that much power, look what happened.
Exactly.
So you can understand where he's coming from with that. But that's more about The Last Jedi, which we keep trying to talk about because we're really excited.
Do you think it's his entrance into the film is very dramatic? You know,
yes,
we're going up like these giant cliffs and stuff, and
he's got his hood up, and
you see like a cloak, and
takes his hood down.
Yes,
like,
it's Luke, and then the music is playing.
I remember being so annoyed in the theater though because it's like, oh my god, yes, and then it was over.
Yeah.
It's like, are you kidding?
Yeah, I know.
Like, come back.
I want the next one.
Yeah.
So we are super excited about The Last Jedi, and we will be doing a prediction video. So if you would like your comments featured in our video, you can leave your predictions down in the comments and we'll talk about them. And yeah, let us know what you guys thought about The Force Awakens. What were your favorite scenes? What was your favorite scene? I really love the fight scene between Rey and Kylo Ren.
I like when Han comes in with Chewie.
Oh yeah, that was
I like
nice
that scene.
Yeah.
I like all the scenes with them. And I like when they're flying on the Millennium Falcon.
Oh yeah, that's really always classic.
Yeah.
Let's talk about The Force Awakens down in the comments below.
Yeah, and if you enjoyed this review, please give us a thumbs up and subscribe for more reviews.
You can also follow us on Twitter and Snapchat. We're at City of the Field.
Thank you for watching.
Thank you for watching. Bye!